Hello again and welcome. We are now in section 4 of my quick and dirty overview of using Microsoft OneDrive. If you're coming here directly from our previous section, we were just talking about sharing documents that can be edited collaboratively. And in this section, we're talking about sharing to view. So allowing others to view your document, but restricting what they can actually do to those documents. So if you want people to be able to see it but not change it, this is where we want to start. And if you, again, were here from the previous section, this is exactly where we left off. We are looking at the desktop version of Microsoft Word. This is a document that has been shared to the cloud. You have to have at least shared your document to OneDrive to be in order to access these sharing tools. If this is the document that has been saved only to your desktop, this isn't going to work. You've got to connect it to SharePoint and upload it into the cloud, even if you only ever interact with the document through your desktop. This document has been saved to the cloud, so we can go through the sharing features. And again, they're up here in the upper right-hand corner. And I can use the global address book to select anyone within the institution. And within Word, the quickest way to determine whether someone can edit or view is just to use this little drop down here. We are going to select Can View. And I'm going to give her a note. And I'm going to go ahead and click Share. So this is going to share. And what you'll see is that Chris pops up into this list of people whom I have shared the document with. Now, here I am, I own the document, so I'm right there on top. I've already shared this with Yasko so she can edit the document, and I'm going to share it with Chris, who can, as you can see, only view. Now, suppose that I want to change Yasko to only be able to view this document. Now, I previously have given her edit options. If I need to change this, I can just right-click, and I can change permission to view. And right away you can see that now she can only view the document. Another way that you can share this more universally, so if you want lots of people to be able to view the document but not necessarily to edit the document, but you don't want to type in 15 email addresses, is that again, you can select down here, you can click Get Sharing Link, and a view only link will be generated by clicking this button. There it is, and if I copy that, I could drop this into a meeting invite or just about anywhere else where someone would have access to a link. This URL is a disaster, so I would highly recommend editing it wherever you're putting it so it's a little bit more legible, but there's how you can use that link. We're actually going to come back to that in just a second. You can do a similar thing from within Word Online. So let me go ahead and save that document, and I'm going to close this. And here I am in my same document in Word Online. Now, what you'll notice right away is because I saved my document and it was shared to SharePoint, that change that I just made where I uploaded that URL, it's right there in the document. So it's very fast when you make changes from one to the other. So sharing options, again, are right here. This is sharing for a single document. I mentioned this in a previous video, but you can also share in a similar way, a little bit more higher level, so you can share folders and things like that. Now in here we want to open up our sharing options. Now depending on, again, how universally or how limited you want to share the document, you can select anyone with the link, or you can share it to people who have existing access to the document, or you can just share it to specific new people. The important thing here is that you want to deselect the option to allow editing. Now in this case, I want to share this with anyone with the link. I do want to deselect this like I've just done. Another thing that you have options to do is you can set an expiration date, so maybe the document's only good for viewing for, I don't know, 2 weeks, a week. You can also set a password on the document if you want someone to have the password before they can open it. And you can do things like block download, which will prevent people from downloading a version onto their desktop. So you can determine which options work best for you, but that's what those options are. So what I have selected, just to review, is that anyone with the link will be able to view, but they will not be able to edit. At this time, I'm not setting an expiration date or password, but I'm gonna go ahead and click apply. And I can send this directly to people, or what I'm going to do in this case is I'm going to get that universal link, and we're going to move on to step 2, which is sharing the document within the LMS. Why might you want to share it within your LMS? This is where OneDrive can get very useful for teachers. If you are creating a new course document, if you are creating a new syllabus, or if you are editing an existing syllabus, it can be very cumbersome to go find your original document, make your edits, save the document as a new file if you want it to be read online. Perhaps you're also saving it as a PDF, going into your Blackboard course, going into your course files, overwriting the file or deleting the old one, uploading a new one. It can get time intensive. So using it this way is a way to make changes, which if you open it up in the universal document, so if you're here in your master document, you make a change, it's going to be reflected anywhere that that document is shared. So let us continue. So here I am in my Blackboard course, and I'm in a content area where I have all of my regular content building tools. Because I'm adding this as a link, this is the link right here, I'm just going to grab that again. I can add it in a couple of different areas. If you're familiar with Blackboard architecture, you know that you can use the text editor to embed it within an item, or you can just select web link, which is what I'm going to do. I'm going to try this OneDrive demo. Excuse my terrible typing. I'm going to paste in my shared file there, and I'm going to make sure I don't have extra characters on the end. And I'm going to go ahead and give this descriptive text. Now, if you have spent any time talking to me about online pedagogy, you will know that I always recommend including a description to anything in your course. Doesn't matter how simple it is, write something. Follow this link to view our document. You could leave it here. You could also make this a link. This is what I was saying in the text editor for an item. I probably would not duplicate a link within a link, but I am going to add that descriptive text. I'm going to go ahead and click submit, and I will scroll down to where my web link is. To demonstrate this, I'm going to open this in a private window so you can see what it would look like from a student's perspective. As you can see, there are no web editing options here, they just see the document. Now they do have a couple of options here. They can download the file and save it to their own computer. You can restrict this, as we've seen. They can print it. They can do a whole bunch of other stuff, which is kind of neat. Just want to demonstrate that even if they click Live View in Browser, this is going to open up Word Online, but again, it's going to restrict their options to view the files. It's read-only, they can't change it. However, to demonstrate the usefulness of this, I'm going to put in, perhaps we add something to our syllabus. Now, document is saving, there it is. If I come back into my private window, this is it? Yes. There it is right away. My addition has been made. So very, very, very useful for making quick changes to your document. Okay, that is sharing to view, sharing to your college colleagues, and sharing to your LMS. I will have a section 5. I just have not added it to this outline, but I hope to see you there soon.